Hi there and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. This is A Country Life, and you guys have liked these videos before where I basically just go to the freezer, go to the pantries, and grab some groceries and then turn them into meals. I don't have any particular meal plan, although the other day I did pull out 2 pounds of breakfast pork sausage as well as a 2-pound package of ground venison, and I just figured I would make something with those ingredients. Today is the day, and I'm going to get started by browning the pork sausage, and that we're going to have for supper tonight. I'm going to make biscuits and gravy with scrambled eggs, and then I'm going to start to brown up the ground beef, but I still don't have a plan for what that's going to be. This is also the 3rd time that I have made this recipe from Sugar Spun Run. It is her sourdough discard biscuits, and it's just been a great recipe. So I'm going to get started here by mixing up the dry ingredients, which are pretty basic ingredients: flour, salt, baking powder, baking soda, and then I'm going to grate in really cold butter. The colder the better. It'll grate in easier, and it'll also you'll get just a better biscuit. Okay, mix it up until all of the shreds of butter are covered in flour, and then we're going to add in the sourdough discard. Okay, you can.
A-W-N. Your house the most house points.
Like 10 points from Gryffindor or something.
Alright, I got you.
Not.
Yours was.
I'm never gonna leave Hogwarts.
Oh,
There's good. R-A-V-E-N.
oh my gosh, I never hit start.
No. S-N-A.
Okay.
E.
Yeah. Said that he was at some race. I don't know what. Sigma, Stevie Toilet,
Debate. And I said usually. Or grape isn't berry.
Nope.
And then they were saying that, like, I said, one of my other defenses, I was like, watermelon's not a berry, it's.
Okay, this one is serious. No, born. This is Harry Potter. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. This is Dumbledore map, and you can like see all the teachers and all the students and see if like.
Whoops, that's not working.
This is also by Dumbledore. It is our choices that show what we are for more than our ability. And he's done everything he can to like. There can be more. Oh. White owls, Peter.
Look at how fluffy these are. Some of them kind of like split apart, but so fluffy. This is a great recipe, you guys. And if you're ever wondering why the biscuits, like if you're making biscuits and they don't do that like rise and kind of have that sort of layered flaky, it could be because you're taking your biscuit cutter, and when you push it down, if you're spinning it and then lifting it, that actually, I don't know the reason why. You just want to push your biscuit cutter straight down, pull it straight up, and that is how you're going to have the best chance of getting a biscuit that has kind of like those nice flakes and that nice rise to them.
9 outside.
After.
Today in real life food, I pulled out from the refrigerator a half a grapefruit, a few leftover black olives, what we have left of the sausage gravy from last night's supper, as well as some, this was canned chicken noodle soup. We made a couple cans yesterday to just to go with our lunch because we didn't quite have enough of, you know, the other leftovers. Anyway, this is what's left from that. And then I have what's left of the sourdough biscuits from yesterday, so I'll be warming those up. I also have a whole bunch of cuties and a couple more grapefruit. So we are going to make a lunch out of all of that. At this point in the day, I'm going to make some Molly's bread. We sometimes call it sourdough light. Then my family knows what I mean is that it's going to be a loaf of bread, you know, more like a sandwich loaf. And I would call this a really good sandwich loaf. So I put in here 2/3 cup of active sourdough. I'm just going to go down the list here. Water, oil, I like to use honey, salt, bread flour. I leave out the vital wheat gluten, and then I add the yeast. I'm going to get everything into my bread machine, get that going, and then I'll turn it out when the dough cycle is done in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Tonight for supper, I'm going to make a little twist on my regular way of making tater tot casserole. So yesterday I browned up that 2 pounds of ground venison. Now I'm trying to think, I did not put any onion in that. And the recipe I'm using today is out of this Flour and Grace. It's out of this Flour and Grace cookbook. And it is for her tater tot casserole recipe. I've seen tater tot casserole recipes, how many times can I say that, before, where they use like a cheese sauce or a condensed cheese soup, or they even, underneath the tater tots, they put shredded cheese. I've never done that, but I thought it sounded good, and I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I was able to round up ingredients. I'm just pulling from the pantry, pulling from anywhere. So I'm supposed to use 2 bags, because I'm doubling the recipe. I'm supposed to use 2 bags of frozen mixed vegetables. This is what I have, other than broccoli and cauliflower. I don't, and some sweet potatoes. I don't have any frozen vegetables. I mean, I might have some stir-fry vegetables and things, but I don't want that. So I have a can of mixed vegetables, a can of diced carrots, and or sliced carrots, and a can of sweet corn. I'm going to drain all of these, mix this all together, and that is going to be equivalent, in my mind, to 2 bags of frozen mixed veggies. I also am out of milk right now. Warren has to run into town tonight, so he's going to pick up milk. But anyway, I just have almost, this is 14 ounces of water with a 1/2 cup of some milk powder. So I'm going to use that as my milk. And I now have to get some cheese shredded. I do have my 1/4 cup of butter melted over here, just waiting to mix in the flour. So I need a 1/4 cup of flour. What I'm going to do here is take the flour and the milk powder. I'm going to get that mixed together into a little bowl, mix it all up first.
And on cookies is stay
Mixed with the milk powder. And I think that's going to work out okay. Get that mixed into the butter and cook that down until it's just a little bit brown. Okay, this is actually kind of browning up just a tiny bit. All right, we're going to pour in the water slowly. All right, I just want this to get all lump free. Now, if you have milk, you'd want to just use flour and milk. That is going to be the best. I've never done it this way. I'm hoping that it's going to work. I maybe should have just done the flour and mixed the powdered milk into the water ahead of time and just done it like that, but I didn't. So this is what we got going. Did you find some cheese?
no,
There was no cheese out there?
no cheese.
Huh.
No cheese. Not here.
Okay, I'll go look. Hey, don't be eating those cookies. Those are specifically cookies for I have to take pictures.
Oh, so good.
All right, this seems to be working out all right. Yes, honey.
Okay, so good.
The cookies were good?
Yeah.
I need to photograph those cookies before you
yeah.
can eat them. I should bring you guys over here if you want to get the recipe specifically for these peanut butter blossom cookies, but made for Valentine's Day. Look at the little dove chocolate hearts. They're so pretty in the pink and in the red sugars. So very pretty. If you want a printable version of that recipe, you can just go down to the description box and there'll be a link down there where you guys can put in your, I think what'll happen is you put in your email and then it'll email you the printable version. I think that's how it's set up. Quite honestly, I'm still working on it. As I film this video, I'm still working on figuring out how to do all of that. Emily is working on how to do all of that. At this point, I'm going to add in 2 cups of cheese, and I have a whole variety of cheese here. How are you today?
Great. It's so good.
Oh, I'm glad.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm glad you like the cookies. I need to put this cheese in, okay?
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Yeah, everybody hears you, Joe.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
I'm going to have to add some pepper jack because that is what I have today. Remember, we are just cooking from the pantry, using what we have, and making it work. There is no need to go out and be always buying all of the ingredients for a bunch of recipes. Most recipes are adaptable.
Oh, no.
Once you learn kind of a basic
Mom,
method,
I found him.
you found, that's Colt's, you're right, from Christmas still. Once you find some basic methods and there's some things you know how to do, once you know how to make basically a cream soup, you don't have a cream soup, you can make one. Butter, flour, milk. Cook it until it's thick. Add whatever seasonings you want. You can add a beef bouillon cube. You want it to be more of like a condensed chicken flavor. Add a couple of chicken bouillon cubes. Vegetable bouillon, whatever you want. You want it to be cheese? Add cheese. You guys kind of get the picture? I mean, I like using cream soups, and if I have them, I will use them. But don't shy away and feel like you have to go out to eat just because you don't have one of those things. All right, I am melting down all of this cheese.
Me too.
I'm gonna just let this kind of melt because it's gonna take just a little bit.
Yum. Let's go.
All right, this is looking great. Let me see if I need to add any salt or anything. All right, I already made a mistake. I was only supposed to add in half of the cheese because then the other half was supposed to go over top of the meat and underneath the tater tots. It's gonna be fine. I also need to add in some sour cream. I'm gonna stir this around until the sour cream is melted. This looks very, very flavorful. Oh, that pepper jack in there, that is really good. This would be perfect if you wanted to make just like homemade mac and cheese as well. This is just a cheese sauce. You can put your boiled noodles in at this point, put it into a casserole dish, pop it in the oven, bake it for a little while. You'd have homemade baked macaroni and cheese. I have all of these seasonings. So I have some garlic powder, onion powder, minced garlic, minced onion, pepper, and salt. I'm gonna go and get all of that added to my meat. There is the meat and the seasonings. We're gonna add in all the veggies. And all of the sauce. Remember, if you did it right, unlike how I did it, you're gonna have some cheese left over that you will be putting over top of the meat vegetable mixture under the tater tot mixture. We're just going to mix this all up. This is gonna be a nice change from regular tater tot casserole. I normally would just use a cream soup, whether it be cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, one of each, depends on how much I'm making. That would depend on how many cans I'd use, 1, 2, 3. This is just going to be very different in its flavoring, but I think very, very good. So I'm just mixing this up really well, and I feel like I'd like it a little bit more liquidy. Into the oven, this goes at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. Now it does go without saying, you can get fancy and arrange the tater tots in rows or in circles or something like that, but I do not. I just dump them, spread, and go. So 430 minutes. I do think that since my meat is cold, it's gonna have to go for more than 30 minutes. Usually when I do tater tot casserole, I put it in for about 45 minutes. I'm coming into the basement so that I can dig around in the freezer and see what I can find. I had a thought that I would do a hamburger gravy over mashed potatoes for supper tonight, but I don't want ground venison, you guys. If you're new here, these say ground beef because the ground beef packages were like way cheaper than the ones that said wild game, and so I bought ground beef because they're only for us, and I know that those are ground venison. Okay, somewhere I've got kids in the basement hot tub right now, and that's what you're hearing. But I do have some ground beef. I thought it was in this freezer, but I must be wrong. No, it is not. Okay, but what I am going to do, I'm going to take out venison, bacon. One tip is to put gloves on. I don't have my gloves because I wasn't thinking I was going to dig around this much. I'm down here. All right, different freezer now. And in here, I am looking for the ground beef, which has to be here. There it is. Brr, that's cold. For the hamburger gravy, the reason that I'm going to do that with ground beef, which I usually try to keep this just for when we want to do hamburgers, but the reason I'm going to do it with ground beef tonight is because since beef has a higher fat content, this is going to thaw a lot faster. It's already 10 to 4. I'm going to put this into the sink with some water, and maybe I'll put it in the microwave. I think I'm going to put this in the microwave actually on defrost for maybe 5 minutes or so. It's going to thaw a lot faster than venison. Ground venison is so incredibly lean. It takes a much longer time to thaw. Totally a change of plan. I had forgotten that we had the tater tot casserole left over from last night, and we had quite a bit because I doubled the recipe. So I actually just brought that in. I got that warmed up, and we're going to do it with fresh sliced up salad stuff, and we're just going to have all this on our salad. Oh, and I have a jar of applesauce here too. But I just want to point out that that ground beef, I had put it I didn't even end up doing defrost. I just threw it in the microwave 3 minutes, completely thawed. Which, if I did that with venison, even after 5 minutes, it wouldn't be completely thawed. That is why when I'm in a hurry, I'll just use the ground beef because I know it thaws so much faster. But now it's thawed for tomorrow. I can make hamburger gravy tomorrow. Today's pull it from the pantry meal. Very simple. Peter and Maria, we're working at building a fire over there. Do we have any flames?
Oh yeah, they're just
under the wood.
Underneath, huh? Lots of smoke. It'll be like smoking our hot dogs, huh? We have a few hot dogs and brats left from the weekend. We had a campfire, burnt the Christmas tree. And then we got a couple of beef sticks, some nuts. And then we have an open bag of marshmallows. I made some Kool-Aid, and that is going to be our very, oh, I'm in the smoke, very simple lunch here today.
Here we go. Here's
smoke too.
I'll move this log.
Oh yeah, I see there's some nice flames down in there. It'll actually be good for roasting.
Hey.
What are you doing over there, Maria? Joe, don't pull that down, honey. We don't want that to break.
Don't hold on.
And then
to
what
it.
you do if smoke's in your face, you say, I hate rabbits, 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 I hate rabbits.
Does it work?
And
Not
sometimes
really.
it works.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Huh?
Yeah, I see Dad coming over here. And you can see him.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go grab some more popple because the popple seems to like the...
Peter, you see Dad?
Ooh, Mom. This almost hit your, right here, this almost hit your pants.
Oh boy, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
So we have a family fish fry to go to tonight. It was bring a dish to pass. There's a good chance there's going to be a lot of people there. This is a cousin on my side of the family, and sometimes these things can get very large. So anyway, I wanted to take a couple of things. I'm going to take some cookies and still just looking around, what can I make with ingredients that I have. I decided on butter cookies. So far I have in here 3/4 cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of shortening. Sorry, I actually am out of shortening, so I'm using lard. And then 1/2 cup of butter. So here's the recipe right here. Butter cookies right there. This is in cookbook number 2. And it is on page 63 if you'd like to follow along. Look at what happened. My cookbook got coffee damaged because well, here's what happened. I was getting down my cast iron one day and it completely slipped out of my hands. It hit the coffee maker. Surprisingly didn't break anything, but it knocked the coffee pot over and coffee spilled everywhere. All right, well, that's that story. So I'm just going to continue getting in here all of the ingredients. I need an egg, 2 cups of flour, baking soda, cream of tartar, and vanilla, and that's it. And then we're going to roll these in Valentine colored sugar sprinkles. $375 degrees for just about 7 minutes. I like to make sure that I just underbake them a tiny bit so that they're still nice and chewy. I finally figured out what the other thing is I'm going to make for the potluck. After digging around, I had a couple different ideas, but this is what I settled on that I had all the ingredients for. I'm going to make, this also is out of the same cookbook, cookbook 2 on page 8. This is the BLT Pasta Salad. So I need 1 pound of bow tie pasta. I think looks the prettiest. I don't have that, but I do have rotini, so I'm going to use that. I needed some ranch dressing. I need to make up this as dressing, and then some red onion and some romaine and some bacon. And it also calls for a handful of cherry tomatoes halved. I don't have that, but I am going to look to see if I just have some diced tomatoes that I could drain really well and throw those into the salad right at the end. The pasta has been rinsed in cold water. I did that right away to stop the cooking process. So a whole pound of the pasta. That was about 1/3 cup or so of red onion. Here's the dressing that I made up. And it makes 1 cup. So I'm going to add in until this is up a 1/2 cup. I need a 1/2 cup of creamy dressing here. Put the lid back on, give this a good shake. I'm going to pour all of the dressing. That's going to be tasty. I'm not going to put the lettuce in right away. I'm going to put this into a Ziploc bag and then just take it along with us so I can put it in right before. Here's the bacon. Put all of the bacon in right now. You can salt and pepper to taste. I'm not going to add any salt, just pepper. I brought up a jar of diced tomatoes and I have just a very few of them in here. I pressed them a little bit just to get out some of the liquid. I mean, it's just it's really just to give it a tiny bit of a red color. So if I call it, when I call it BLT salad, you can actually see the T. I put a few lettuce leaves in this bowl. I'm going to try some of the salad. All right, we're going to get this covered in saran wrap, get it chilling, and so that the flavors can go through. And this is going to be a yummy addition to our fish fry tonight. This butter cookie recipe is one of my all-time favorites. If you like a little bit crispier cookie, you can bake them a little bit longer. Like I said, I like to slightly underbake them, and then cool them on the pan for a full 2 minutes, and they're still very tender and very chewy. I always think they turn out so pretty. Like if you were gonna go to a football game, you could do the colors of the team. If your kids are like in a school and they have school colors, you can do them in that. You can do them in holiday colors. It's just such an easy recipe. If you use the little nonpareils, those look very, very pretty for a birthday party because they're, all the like rainbow colors. I think that looks so pretty. So anyway, lots and lots of options. We really don't like them so well with jimmies or like any of the themed sprinkles. They're almost just like too much sprinkly flavor. It kind of overpowers the cookie because these are a very like lightly flavored cookie, if you know what I mean. You've got the just sugar, vanilla, and cream of tartar. Really, those are the things that kind of give it the flavor. Of course, these would be beautiful arranged on a tray for a little Valentine party. The party that we're going to is going to be a shed party, and so there's probably going to be like wooden horses, if you know what I mean, that you like balance boards on, or you can balance plywood. That's probably where the food is going to be served. And so and there's going to be a lot of people there, so I'm kind of trying to think what would be something easy to like tuck into an area on a great big sheet of plywood, if that's how the food ends up being served. So anyway, I thought this seemed to be the smartest idea. It doesn't take up a lot of space. The cookies are protected from falling off or sliding. If there's like little kids there grabbing at them, that kind of thing.
What? I'm gonna go up by the fire.
There they are. Yum.
Hey, get in here. You're the cook. Get over here.
All right.
Hide my way.
That's okay.
Get in